I found a USB stick in my wife's desk marked "Do not open." The videos inside changed everything. I've always thought I knew her. Angela. My wife. The woman I married 10 years ago, the mother of our 2 kids, the one I thought I'd grow old with. Our life was comfortable, predictable, even. The kids had their routines, I had my job, and Angela. Well, she had her way of keeping things together. Or so I thought. But one evening, it all changed. I was going through her desk. I never did it before, never had a reason to, but this time was different. She had been acting strangely. Not in any obvious way, but enough to make me wonder. Little things, like how she'd go out with friends more often or take longer trips to the grocery store. Small changes. Yet, as any man who's been married for a decade knows, it's the small things that sneak up on you. I found it buried beneath some papers, wedged in a drawer she rarely opened. A small USB stick. A black one, plain, with a single piece of tape stuck to it, scrawled with the words, "Do not open." I stared at it for a long time. My heart started racing, not because of some irrational fear, but because of the calm certainty that this thing held answers. Answers I wasn't sure I was ready to find. But the truth is, I had been waiting for something like this to happen, hoping it would give me clarity. I grabbed the USB stick. My fingers trembled slightly, but I plugged it into my computer. The moment the screen lit up, I felt a chill run through me. There were several video files, each named with a date. No titles, no descriptions, just dates. But as the first video loaded, I knew I was about to watch something that would change everything. The video began with a grainy shot. The lighting was dim, the camera shaky. Angela was in it. She looked different. Younger, maybe. I couldn't tell where it was filmed, but there was no mistaking the way she smiled at the camera. And then, another person stepped into view. A man. I didn't recognize him, but they were close. Too close. She laughed, touched his arm, and in that moment, I felt my chest tighten. I had seen that smile before, but never directed at me. I hit pause, my mind racing. Was this a prank? Some twisted joke? But then I hit play again, and the video continued. They were sitting together, talking softly. The man leaned in, whispered something I couldn't make out, and Angela responded with a soft chuckle, as if whatever he said was a secret they shared. The video kept going, their conversation flowing, but the words weren't important. The body language, the way her eyes lit up when he spoke, was what mattered. This wasn't a casual friendship. She was having an affair. I couldn't process it. I sat there, motionless, staring at the screen as my world cracked open before my eyes. How long had it been going on? Who was this man? And why the hell was she hiding this from me? The pain surged through me like 1,000 needles, each one finding a different spot in my chest. Betrayal. Deception. My own wife, my partner in life, had been lying to me. But it didn't stop there. The videos kept coming. The next video was even worse. It showed Angela and the man in a hotel room, their bodies entwined. It was graphic. Raw. The kind of thing you never want to see. But there it was, undeniable. I paused it midway through, unable to watch anymore. But I had to. I had to know everything. Each video took me deeper into the abyss. She talked about me, about our life together, about our marriage. But it wasn't what she said, it was how she said it. With a coldness, a distance, as if I were already nothing more than a ghost in her life. She spoke of me with contempt, like a man she had long since stopped loving. And then there was the final blow, her telling him she had been planning to leave me. 4 months. The rage that exploded inside me was primal. It was all I could do to keep from breaking the monitor in front of me. I sat there, fists clenched, teeth gritted, staring at her. My wife. The woman I had built a life with. the mother of my children. And now, she was nothing but a liar, a cheater. I could feel my hands shaking. The anger was drowning out the pain. But I couldn't act on it yet. I had to be careful. I had to be smart. The man in the videos, whoever he was, had become my obsession. I needed to find him. I needed to confront him, to see him face to face, and make him understand that he had no idea what he had done. But more than that, I needed to confront Angela. To ask her why. Why her words in the videos didn't match the woman who had stood by my side for all these years. Days passed, but it felt like weeks. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't think of anything other than the images burned into my mind. Each time I closed my eyes, I saw them. Angela and him. And it gnawed at me, slowly devouring my peace. I followed the breadcrumbs. The hotel she stayed at. The man's identity, which was shockingly easy to uncover. His name was Mike, and he worked as an architect, one of those smooth talkers with a well-groomed appearance. He lived in a penthouse downtown. I knew where to find him. But then something stopped me. A thought. A terrifying thought. What if I was wrong? What if this USB stick, this discovery, was nothing more than my own paranoia, twisting the truth into something it wasn't? What if Angela hadn't been hiding anything at all? The doubt crept in like an insidious poison, but I shoved it away. I had to know the truth. All of it. The confrontation happened on a rainy Tuesday. I found Mike's apartment, stood in front of it, and rang the buzzer. He answered immediately. He looked at me, puzzled, and then, a smirk crept across his face. He knew exactly who I was. "Can I help you?" His voice was smooth, almost bored. I pushed past him, barging into his apartment without waiting for an invitation. My heart raced in my chest. I could feel the tension, the heat of the moment. I had planned this moment 1,000 times in my mind, but nothing prepared me for the cold reality of standing face to face with the man who had stolen my wife. He didn't flinch. He didn't even try to deny it. "I'm guessing you've seen the videos," Mike said, his voice dripping with something I couldn't quite place, contempt or amusement. "I wasn't hiding anything, man. She's not yours anymore. She made her choice." I stood there, trying to control my anger. "You think I'm just going to let you walk away from this?" Mike raised an eyebrow. "What do you think you're going to do about it?" The words hung in the air. And for the first time since this nightmare began, I realized I didn't have to do anything. I had already won. I had everything I needed. I didn't need revenge, not in the way I thought I did. I didn't need to stoop to his level. I needed to take control of my life, to stop being the passive participant in this mess. I walked out without saying another word. The following days were a blur. I sat down with Angela. I asked her to tell me everything, to look me in the eye and explain what she had done. And she did. But it was the kind of explanation you can't come back from. She admitted to everything. She admitted to the affair. She admitted to planning to leave me. But she didn't apologize. She didn't feel sorry. She was just cold. Detached. As if she had already let go of me long before I ever found out. The divorce was messy. It was painful. But in the end, I walked away with my dignity. My kids. And a sense of peace I hadn't felt in years. As for Angela, she disappeared from my life. And that was the last I ever heard of her. The USB stick? I destroyed it. Not because I was afraid of what it might hold, but because I no longer needed it. I had already found the truth. And with it, I found my freedom. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment below. Stay connected with Cheating Stories Lab for more shocking tales of betrayal.